Hi, this is Lenny Nuccio with Bottom Line Results, and I'm here today with Brent Reagan. And Brent, you've had about 26 years of marketing experience, and you've watched how things have changed out there. What have you observed over that time that it's been shifting?
Well, the first one that is so obvious is everything has gone online to internet marketing, and the new phase of that is now the importance of social media. Everybody is now in relationships with their customers. Those who are experiencing the most success are actually in relationship with their customers.
So it's not as transactional as things may have been.
Not as transactional. It's no longer the world of they're going to sell to you. People are no longer enjoying being sold to, but they love being in relationship with the person they're doing business with. So it's become a whole new world of social commerce.
Much more pleasant experience, certainly for the buyer.
It really is more pleasant for the buyer, and there's entire communities that are getting involved. So what's happening with this marketing now is your brand can now be controlled by the community, which can be a great thing if you're offering a lot of content and value for your customer base. But it can be a nightmare and a negative occurrence if you're not paying attention to your customer base.
Absolutely, and a lot of business owners may find they're a bit behind the curve, and they may still be thinking about, gosh, I need a website these days, but there's more to it than that, really.
There's a lot more to it when it comes to going out and making your presence known online now to be ready for the impact of the power of the internet. It is extraordinary right now. So what I find a lot of people doing is they try to learn a lot of the pieces on their own. There's a lot of do-it-yourselfers. I encourage that to a point just so that you can get a sense of what's needed and what's necessary. And for that, we oftentimes will put people into some training for that.
Sure.
But the bottom line comes down to getting people that really know what they're doing, that you know, like, and trust, that can walk you through those steps, because there's actually quite a few steps. So I don't want anybody to be intimidated with the power that's there. I want them to actually be impressed with the power that's there and learn how to actually get their hands around it, to be able to control it, to work best for their bottom line, for their best results. And it's very doable. It can be simple if you follow the instructions of people who know what they're doing.
It helps to have an experienced guide going with you.
You really need an experienced guide. There's really not a way around that. Something I would like to encourage people to do, or at least to be aware of, is a lot of them go out and they find maybe an experienced guide that's experienced in one segment of that marketplace. Usually they need the entire package to go together for all the components. You need your branding, you need your positioning, you need your marketing, you need your messaging, you need simplicity, you need an opt-in for your page, you need video not just on your website, because people use that as an attraction media. They like to listen and watch videos more than they like to read wall-to-wall text.
Sure.
But there's more elements to it than that. But the good news is you can actually contact people such as yourselves that are so experienced with all the elements that we can walk you through the steps with simplicity, so that you can see from the front end what it is you want to create on the back end for results, and just know that all the pieces in the middle will be filled in, and you'll have a team that can do that.
Certainly.
Including the marketing and the technology and the branding.
So that's a formula that you've come up with to be able to really measure the effectiveness of what someone's doing with their online marketing. Could you share with that a little bit?
Exactly, and that's in the effort to keep this simple for people so that they understand the beginning and the end and the elements in between and the proper order of how to put this together. So the first thing that they need to consider is their positioning in their market, their clear messaging so that the audience knows what their point of distinction is, so that they can actually become a category of one. Next is to be able to generate traffic to that site, having those other pieces in place first. Very critical. Next is when you get the traffic and people are opting into your site, they're joining your list, they're becoming your client or a fan on Facebook, for example. The next element is relationships. After after you've established the relationships, you're now able to convert your audience into loyal customers. In fact, customers that will become not only your fans but your advocates and create a viral situation online now.
So that you end up having people really promoting you out of their own their enthusiasm.
They become your brand online. That's the beauty of what's happened online with social media and Facebook. Believe it or not, you can even do things like this now with iTunes. The technology that's out there, the new things that are coming out with Google and Google TV, you can have your own channel.
It's
like NBC, but you really need that formula in place. And it's not difficult, just use guidance as you go through the process.
So you really want to make sure you're ultimately wanting to convert, visitors.
That's the bottom line. You want conversion. It's great, to have traffic, but it's like Madonna said one time. It's like, well, now that I've got everybody's attention, do I really have anything to say?
Not everyone does.
And unfortunately, that's what people do when they go out sometimes with the technical side of getting traffic to their site, but they're wondering, here I've spent all this money, but nothing's converting into dollars. Why not? Well, they missed the beginning part of the formula, their positioning and their messaging and their brand. Critical step.
So they need to use the whole formula.
The whole formula.
A lot of people think about social media. Most business people have heard about it if they're not very involved yet. And it does really go beyond Facebook and MySpace and Twitter, doesn't it?
It goes way beyond. There's hundreds of sites now and communities to go with all those sites. So the beauty is you want to be able to focus on what is your niche, who is the audience that you're speaking to, because you can actually create a community there of your own, and you can tap into that community on existing sites in social media. So again, it's a matter of just working with some people who really know what they're doing, so they can guide you into the genre of your niche, find out where the conversations are existing, and just be part of that conversation and contribute. And you will develop a loyal following as long as you keep the pieces of the formula together and get some really good guidance with your messaging and your sites and all the components that go with it. You'll be amazed at what happens for the volume of how the people will grow your business for you.
So we have to begin thinking beyond a quick transaction and really look more at being involved and engaged.
It goes back to people don't want to be sold anymore. They want to be in relationship. So give content, give lots of value, give it away. They call it raising the free bar. So things that you used to charge people for, or things that to get people to sign up to join your list or to follow you. You used to be able to do it with a newsletter. That doesn't work so well anymore. People want something that's worth a lot of money.
Right. Because
you can get things now that are worth at least $1,000 to join someone's list. So what is your free bar? What are you going to give away that's the most important thing you've learned in your business that your audience needs and wants to know, that you can give away for free? That's value, and now you're the expert, you're an authority, and they know, like, and trust you now. So keep giving them value like that. And remember, there's a ratio of a 4-to-1 ratio. You want to give away value 4 times before you ever ask for something once.
Which sounds very reasonable.
Yes.
Brent, we're almost out of time here, but there's one more component in about 30 seconds of this. Blogging is also another important tool that a business person can use.
Blogging is critical, and the main site everybody needs to know for that is wordpress.org if you want to go do it yourself. And again, that goes back into the relationships. That's the reason for blogging. It's because it gives you a way to be interactive with your audience, provide content and value, let them respond back to you, be sure you read what they're saying and listen to them and respond back. And it adds to your links and your recognition on lists like Google and your placement. It helps there as well.
Excellent. Well, thanks again, Brent Reagan with AHA Marketing. And if you have any more questions, please give us a call at 949-788-2998 or check out our website at www.bottomlineresultscorp.com. Thank you.